Why I no longer buy the standard 100 ml bottle that everyone likes to purchase their fragrances in and have resorted to a nice 50 ml. Fragrance of the day is Invictus Victory by Paco Rabanne in a nice 50 ml. So recently, when I've been going fragrance shopping, I have stopped buying the 100 ml fragrances. Now, there are a few good reasons to why I've started doing that. And if you are a fragrance collector watching this, I would suggest you do this as well. Now, notice I said fragrance collector. Not your average Joe who sees a Bleu de Chanel shop as he's walking down the street, goes in, buys 100 ml of his Bleu de Chanel, wears it for a couple of years, wears it to the parties, discos, clubs, office, wherever, runs out the bottle, and then orders the same juice online later on when he runs out. And what I mean by saying that is, it's no longer becoming about this wholesome thing of your own personal fragrance collection that's tailored to you. You actually going out and buying your favorite fragrances. And what it's recently become is this cock-measuring, egotistical thing, this contest, if you will, of how big is my fragrance collection. My fragrance collection is not as big as his, so I need to buy more fragrances. How many fragrances have I got? Have I got the new 100 ml Creed Aventus like everyone else on Facebook does, so everyone can take me seriously? Like, if you're looking at your fragrance collection right now, let me ask you a question. Out of all the fragrances in your collection, how many of them do you honestly hate wearing or kind of feel forced to wear every day? Say you went out, you bought the 100 ml bottle, you realized you didn't really like it that much, but now you're going to have to try and wear it because it's a 100 ml bottle and you have to try to finish it, or else you'll feel like you've wasted your money. And what happens eventually is you're going to try to trick yourself foolishly into thinking you actually like this scent when you don't. You don't want to wear it, but you're just forcing yourself. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a time I did this, so you don't think I'm over here sitting on my high horse thinking I buy a perfect fragrance every time. I don't. So, I think it was last year, I bought into a bunch of TikTok hype and purchased myself this 100 ml Moschino Toy Boy bottle. Now, once I bought it, and I will admit that I blind bought this fragrance, which is a very silly thing and a very stupid thing of me to do. And the reason I actually got this fragrance in the first place was because it was going to be the next big thing, the next big clubbing fragrance that everyone's missing out on. And I would like to say I have learned from the mistake of blind buying a 100 ml bottle, but I'm not going to sit here on camera and lie. After this, buying this fragrance and realize what a mistake I made, I still went out and blind bought some other 100 mls that I didn't like. But now I've stopped now, so that's the only thing that matters. Anyway, back to the story. I get home, I smell this fragrance, and I immediately regret it. I think you can see in my first impression that I was kind of already like, oh, God, right. And I was trying to force myself to wear it and try to convince myself I like it because everyone else liked it. What is wrong with me? What's wrong with my nose? I want to like it. Now, I don't like to admit this, but I've got a big ego. And I don't like knowing I bought a fragrance that I won't be able to ever finish and that I don't like, that's sitting there on my shelf. And now you might be saying to me, oh well, Casper, why don't you just sell it? If you don't like it, sell it. Which, yeah, you do make a really good point. And if this wouldn't be a popular fragrance in the community, I would sell it or give it away. But realistically, like, this is going to be a talking point in some video in the near future anyway. So I'll just always keep this on my shelf. And honestly, I think this is more of like a unisex fragrance. Because when I spray it on my girlfriend, I think she smells a lot nicer. Like, I actually quite enjoy this fragrance on her. As with me, it's a bit too feminine, a bit too much bubble bath time. I just don't like it. And I want you to think about this. Realistically, out of all your fragrances in your collection, assuming that you only get 100 mLs at this point, how many of them fragrances are you actually going to put a dent in? Let's do a nice round number of 50 fragrances. Now, yeah, I'd say about 4 to 5 fragrances you could wear day to day, and maybe throughout the years you can actually put a good dent in and use the juice up almost to the point where you might need to buy another bottle. And I think you can see where I'm going with this, because that would still leave 4,500 ml bottles on your shelf that you kinda wear but barely ever touch. Now you see, recently I went out and purchased myself Dior Fahrenheit, and I got myself a nice little 50 ml bottle. Now I realized that this bottle will probably last me my whole lifetime, because there isn't many places I can wear this on a day-to-day basis that I would find very appropriate, because if you've smelt this, it's a very, very unique fragrance. Probably one of the most unique fragrances I've ever smelt. So that, and I've already got a huge collection. So me buying a 100 ml bottle of this would be just a huge waste of money. Now please keep this in mind whilst watching this whole video. This is just my advice. You don't have to go out, and I'm not putting a gun to your head telling you you only have to buy 50 ml fragrances. It's your collection at the end of the day. Do what you want with it. Makes no difference to me. So I better not see any dweebs in the comments saying, well, it's my fragrance collection, my money, I'm not saying buy 50 ml. If it's your fragrance, if you want 100, that's completely fine and it's completely up to you. Only reason I'm making this video is if someone maybe is kind of understanding the point I'm trying to make and maybe wants to try 50 ml instead of the usual 100, this video is for them. And also I've realized how much more convenient it is to carry around a 50 ml bottle. Now, this just perfectly fits in your hand. If you want to throw it in a jacket pocket, it doesn't look awkward or big or bulky, so it doesn't ruin your nice outfit you're wearing for the day. And if you want to reapply, it's so much more easier. Now, you might not have to do this with like Dior fragrances or Chanel fragrances, because they already have very good projection on longevity. As something like YSL, which I've recently picked up, it hasn't got the best performance, so it's so much easier for me to just reapply on the go with a 50 ml bottle. Now, of course, you could use the argument of, well, you could just use fragrance samples or a portable atomizer. But in my humble, honest opinion, I think some fragrance samples are quite too expensive for what actually you're getting. And when it comes to the portable atomizer, that is a really good point. And yes, you could, if you really want to keep buying 100 ml fragrances and kind of transfer them over to a portable atomizer, sure, you can do that. But in my opinion, you're just going to need a few portable atomizers so you could enjoy all your fragrances individually, really on the go. So that's why I personally don't do it. Now, I'm no longer going to be buying 100 ml bottles. In fact, what I'm trying to actually do with my fragrance collection is really, really narrow it down to fragrances I really, really enjoy and have them in 50 ml. And there's also a good reason why 50 ml. Now, you see, I've noticed with some of my 100 mls, I kind of try to rush through them. I kind of spray, don't really actually enjoy the fragrance. I enjoy the scent and I really like the fragrance, but I don't take time to appreciate the fragrance. As with a 50 ml, I've got a lot less of the juice. So I realize I might have to really limit the occasions I'm going to wear a certain fragrance in. See, this is my everyday wear now. Which is perfect, but something like Invictus Victory, it's only a 50 ml I've got, and I'm not going to buy another bottle once this runs out. So I'm going to limit the occasions I'm going to wear this fragrance in, And once I wear the fragrance, I will really actually appreciate it more because I've got less of it. Now, probably the only way you'll actually see me buy a 100 ml bottle in the near future is if it is a fragrance that only does the juice in 100 ml, which realistically speaking, nowadays they've got alternative sizes for all fragrances. So unless I come across something that only I can buy in 100 ml, I will. But if not, I'm gonna stick with the 50. So to round up this video, I've got 6 points that you can take away from watching this. So buying 50 ml fragrances will, 1, save you a lot of money. 2, make you not regret the bad blind buys as if you would if it was a 100 ml bottle. The example with that was my Toy Boy Machino. Make you make smarter decisions when buying new fragrances, as you will only want the best ones you like. So that could go back to the point number 1, saving you money. Number 4, kill your ego and make everyone realize that the size of their collection isn't what matters. It's the quality and what you like. Number 5, make it easier for you to reapply your favorite fragrances as it's more portable than 100 ml bottles. And number 6, it'll really make you appreciate when you wear the scent more as you have less of it. Those were my 6 points. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please take your time out of the day. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this discussion. Have I changed your mind? Have I not? Is there other better alternative points you could make as to why people buy a 100 ml fragrance? Please, all these things, comment down below. I'd love to have a discussion with some people. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.